Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
We begin tonight with tens of millions of Americans on alert for devastating storms and dangerous heat on the eve of the 4th of July holiday. A severe thunderstorm watch is now in effect along the East Coast. Powerful storms rolling up from the Carolinas to the Northeast. Heavy rain, damaging winds and hail, along with possible tornadoes. In Pennsylvania, at least 3 reported tornadoes just since yesterday. Buildings and cars damaged in Union County. At the same time, the West is under a brutal heat wave with excessive heat warnings in effect for several states. Firefighters in Washington state battling the Tunnel 5 fire in the Columbia River Gorge. 10 homes destroyed, 250 at risk. And take a look at today's heat index. Triple digits from Texas to Virginia. Possible record temperatures in the southeast tomorrow. There are mounting concerns about how the airlines will hold up as they face record holiday travel, further compounded by last week's massive cancellations. ABC's Stephanie Ramos leads us off.
Tonight, severe weather causing headaches for millions on the eve of the July 4th holiday.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. Beloved, welcome again. Today is Madim, July the 4th, 2023, and it's currently, what time is it right now? 11:20 a.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. Beloved, this is the doing of the mighty one. This is not the doing of men. The so-called elites, Elon Musk, I don't know, all the other scumbag out there that they keep claiming have weapon they can control the weather, or some kind of government that have some kind of weather weapon up CERN, they can control the weather and messed up their own 4th of July, or 4th of July, like the folks over here like to say. They are not doing this. They can't do that. Once again, thank you for all the newcomers, the cleaving Gentiles, the one that are sending their great emails, the questions, the one that are being members of our studies and our private studies. If you are interested, we have links. We do private studies about deep stuff, things that are forbidden for us to discuss publicly. We don't do that anymore. If you watch our old videos, you will see we were discussing those things publicly. We don't do that anymore. And the mighty one had put it in our hearts to give no more warnings. Now, this storm, region, of course, it's 37 million, 3 plus 7, you know what to do. And then this thing was reported by Michael Becky. Okay, Mr. Michael, he reported this. Now, let's listen to what she said again, beloved, okay? Listen.
We begin tonight with tens of millions of Americans on alert for devastating storms and
tens of millions, the number 10 again, all right?
Dangerous heat on the eve of the 4th of July holiday.
Eve of the 4th of July. Of course, if you study with us, you know what the number 4 symbolizes. The tetrapolar phenomenon. You know what that is. Let's keep on going.
A severe thunderstorm watch is now in effect along the East Coast. Powerful storms rolling up from the Carolinas to the Northeast. Heavy rain, damaging winds and hail, along with possible tornadoes. In Pennsylvania, at least 3 reported tornadoes just since yesterday. Buildings and cars damaged in Union County. At the same time, the West is under a brutal heat wave with.
Now, you got one side. There's so much rains and flood and wind, and you got another side, so much tornadoes. You got another side, so much fires, and then you got the shootings. You have the ley lines going on, and people just sit there and act like this is normal. Things like that happen all the time. Well, that's not true. The reason why this happened because you lost your blessing, you are no longer under the blessing, and the curses are moving away from us unto you, and you're being removed from our holy land. And this is happening all over. A lot of people will say, well, Big Liver, you have to understand China is doing this. We'll go to China. We'll go to China. Well, China have this massive sun that they have created. They created a sun, and then they created some weather manipulation things they can create to manipulate the weather and stuff. So China invented a weapon to control the weather, and they ended up destroy their own people with it. We'll go into this. So again, one side fire, one side flood, the other tornado, and all around is ley line shootings and 988 and all that. Okay, so let's listen again.
Excessive heat warnings in effect for several states. Firefighters in Washington state battling the Tunnel 5 fire in the Columbia.
Again, the same crappy footage that they had over there in Arizona. They all have it. They're trying to tell you, oh, not only one place burned down. That crappy place over there. When the people down there in Phoenix, Arizona told you the area that is being burned, or the area they showed, there's a lot of wealthy folks staying over there. Usually our people, they are forbidden those places, or quote unquote sundown town. If they caught you in those places, may the mighty one have mercy upon your soul. Okay? Now, anytime, beloved, you hear the word heat wave, or again, this thing is being done by Pluto or Planet X or Nibiru, whatever you want to call it. Pluto is here, it's in the house of Aquarius. That's why those things are amplifying, and it's getting worse. Okay, the heat, they are being cooked. The smoke has particle in it. Whoever inhale it, if you're not one of us, you doom. The heat is microwaving the blood. You'll see after the summer, you'll hear a lot of people are dying of heart attack and stroke and stuff. People will say, well, Jabba Jaw is doing this. Oh, that's the vac. That's the vacuum. That's the vacuum that doing this that they took 2-3 years ago. Nope. It's the sun microwaving them, and then after that, there will be no more.
Columbia River Gorge, 10 homes destroyed,
10 homes destroyed. The number 10 again.
250 at risk.
250 at risk. 2 plus 5 plus 0, you know what to do.
And take a look at today's heat index. Triple digits from Texas to Virginia.
Look at those triple digit, man. Remember, for those of you who've been keeping an eye on this, 3 to 4 years ago, our beloved sister Lisa Cabrera, whom we love very much, the sister, when the first heat wave happened, the real one that happened in 2019 or 2017, I believe, and she said, those people haven't seen nothing yet. This is going to be common. This is going to happen every single year. And every single year it's going to increase. And at one point, the moment the heat wave comes, a lot of people are going to die. The one that are not supposed to be here, they'll die. Look at this. Triple digit pretty much everywhere. Okay, on the east side. Well, Midwest and east side. Okay, triple digit. Over here down there in Florida, I mean South Florida, it's quite normal. I assume it's a little bit okay. But everything else, burning. All right, let's keep on moving.
Virginia, possible record temperatures in the southeast tomorrow. There are mounting concerns about how the airlines will hold up as they face record holiday travel, further compounded by last week's massive cancellations. ABC's Stephanie Ramos leads us off.
Tonight, severe weather causing headaches for millions.
Again, beloved, when you look at this was reported by Michael Becky, of course, and 37 million under. That's a weird number. 3 plus 7, you know what to do. And Michael Becky is reporting that the angels are letting us know that they are doing this. Okay, the brethren, that are on a higher plane, the one that the brother of the lights, the star seeds, the one that reached this apex, they are the one doing this. Again, beloved, forgive me, you will hear those fireworks, and then again, you know, although the windows are closed, the doors are closed, well, the boom still out. All right, let's keep on moving.
Severe weather causing headaches for millions on the eve of the July 4th holiday. 37 million Americans on the East Coast under severe storm watches tonight, from New York to North Carolina.
If you're at the beach, grab everything and head inside.
Powerful bands of rain, wind, and hail rolling into the region.
Okay, the wind, the hailstorm, which is plague number 6, we'll go into that. The wind, plague number 10, thunderstorm, thunder voices, and all that. All those plagues are here. That's what's going on. That's what they're talking about.
Over the weekend, the same system bringing
Okay, look at this. Look at this, Bridget.
dangerous flash flooding to Chicago, prompting water rescues.
A few months ago, precisely April the 14th, 2023, something like that happened here in Fort Lauderdale. And we had videos, we have proof of them, we have proof of it. Let me just show the people so the folks that are here won't know that we're trying to make things up. And when it happened, I had to go out there,
Shalom, beloved brothers
and show the people the videos, and I had to go ahead and rescue my mother. I had to go ahead and rescue my mother, and the water was so high. Okay, that's the video. That's the video that happened over there. Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome.
April
This
the
is your
12th.
humble servant, Big. Okay, let me put the volume a little bit more. Okay, that's how high the water was. And somebody made a comment. Let me see. There you go. You can see the tidal wave. Let me enlarge. This is how high the water was. All right. So you can see everything is underwater. Okay. And there were still people in the street. All right. There were still people in the street. Okay. And this thing was scary, man. See those people, they still in the car though. Okay, they still in the car. See the water get over this car over here. All right. And then I had to pass them, and there was people in this car, and they were calling onto me, and there's nothing I could do. And if I stop, I was going at about 6 miles an hour, as you can see right here. If you stop in the water, that's it. That's it for you. You know, and the water was so high, I couldn't even open the door, because if I open the door, the water will get inside. You know, the people were calling, and you see that little lady right there? Let me pause it. Okay, the water was up to her chest. She came out of this car. That was her car. And she was flagging me down. Okay, she was a senior citizen. And I felt really bad. I could not pick her up, man. I couldn't. And then I realized, I learned my lesson. I knew what the Mighty One wanted me to know when I couldn't help her. I couldn't, brethren. Okay, I couldn't. So when I was going over there, and then that little lady was there, I couldn't help her. So I just say I could not. She was flagging me down. Okay, you see her with the cane. She flagged me down. I stopped, and I realized if she opened the door, the car going to be flooded, and I had to go. I'm sorry for this lady, man. Yeah, so this happened in Fort Lauderdale, like April the 12th, and somebody made a comment saying if they will give their life to save this person, they would have just opened the door. They say they're not like that. They were raised better. They would have opened the door and swim, go get her, and they would have died to save this person. This is the kind of Christian garbage mindset they give our people. They make our people be the Superman. Go risk your life to save this person and clear danger. Don't worry about yourself, your family. Don't worry about that. Save this person. You have no idea who she is, and you have a specific mission. And your mission was go pick up your mother. Go pick up and save your own mother. Nope. You went over there, you stopped for somebody you don't even know, and then something happened. Both either he or either she died, had a heart attack in your car, or you died. Worse, or both of you die. And then now you're gonna say, oh well, he had a big heart. He's in heaven now because you don't know this person. That's what the Mighty One showed me. He said, once this hit the fan, and I'm extracting my people, or I'm getting them out of this flood. If one of you try to rescue one that I did not rescue, or I didn't give the proper order or the command to rescue, you will stay with this person, or you will be perished with that person. I learned that lesson. And the angels were with me. I went and picked up my mother. Okay, we came back, and the car got all sort of issue, and everything was resolved. All I had to do, the people over there in Chicago, don't drive your car. Change the oil and let it dry. Okay, don't drive it. Just let it dry for like a week or so. Take public transportation, which is in America is a nightmare, which is, it will help. But change the oil, leave the car drier. Okay, leave everything dry up. All right. So that's what happened. That happened over there, and then we had a live also, okay. And people, just so people won't know that, we're trying to make that up. We're trying to say, oh, these things, this is false, this is fake. People always trying to come up and trying to tell you how everything is faked out there, although they live in this thing, or you try to show them like, hey man, this is real. Let me see. That was 4 months ago. It should be here. That was a live. We did a live. Did they took my live down? Most of those are lesson. I can see it. But we had a live where we were showing the people exactly what had happened. I think, yeah, that's still alive, okay? There you go. Not in service, but they're just rescuing people, I believe. Okay. 25 years. Okay. This thing was real, okay? It was real, just to prove. The pentacle of the moon, I have it there. My house is dry. My car is dry. But, yo, this was bad. And I can clearly tell the people, I can clearly remember when I told the people, this thing, it's going to happen everywhere. It took some time, but it with Chicago. Certain place going to be flooded, certain place going to be burned down, certain place just gonna be the tornadoes. It ain't gonna stop, because this is the last straw. This is the last time. The timeline is complete. The prophecy is fulfilled, O ye Gentiles. Okay? So now, that's why you have all those things happen, and the same stuff happen over there in Chicago. Let's keep on watching.
9 inches falling in just a matter of hours.
Okay, 9 inches out of all the number. They choose this number 9.
9 inches.
9 inches out of all the number. They pick number 9. Then again, brethren, the problem with this, with the so-called Gentiles, the devices are not working the way that they used to. You see, the thing that happened down here in Fort Lauderdale, they did not see it coming. Just like the one in Chicago. They don't see those things coming. Just like the fires. Just like the tornadoes. It's only when it happened, and then they bring on the expert. Oh, well, they got like 9 inches of rain, which was like 3 months, or in a single hour and stuff. Because I'm an expert, I just say this and that. They really don't know how many inches. It's more than that. Whatever number they give you, double it. It's more than that. Okay, so those people are lying, sitting over there and act like they knew what was going on and stuff. Somebody put a great comment and say, how come those experts, if you're so much of an expert, you do know, how come you guys never knew what will happen, and after the fact, you guys always come over there and then try to say, oh, hey, this thing happened over there, and then you people should have done this, or you people should have done that. and things like that. How come you guys never said, you know what, as an expert, we will warn in the next few days, as precisely, in April the 12th, there will be a massive flood. You will have precisely 9 inches of water and stuff. Because I am an expert, I have expertise in this thing, I have devices, I have knowledge, and things like that and stuff. They never say anything like that after the fact, and then they won't bring on the expert try to tell you what's going on here and stuff like that. And those people do not have technology to do this. They can't. They not only they don't have the technology to do this, they cannot stop it. No, they can send their priests or TD Jakes over there and all the other scumbag to say, hey, rain, stop. Hey, water, recede. Hey, this, do that. They can't.
Is falling in just a matter of hours. More rainfall than the city saw in the past 2 months combined. Cars stranded. Homes and businesses like this flower shop inundated.
It looks around like 10 to 12 feet right now of water.
Multiple tornadoes tore through central Pennsylvania Sunday, one shearing off the roof of this store.
All of a sudden I seen the trees break off over there and flying through the air.
And in North Carolina, this driver thankful to have escaped unharmed when a tree fell onto her car as storms swept through the area. This as blistering temperatures persist across the South and West. 13 states under heat alerts. Heat indices over 100 degrees on both coasts, even the typically temperate Pacific Northwest.
It was so humid and hot, and it was just very difficult to walk.
And after bad weather caused mass flight cancellations last week, stranding hundreds of thousands of passengers.
I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm working on almost no sleep.
The TSA saying today it has so far screened nearly 11 million passengers over the holiday weekend.
Now, again, like you see, beloved, those folks, they can't enjoy the weekend. They can't enjoy the holidays anymore the way that they used to. Things like that were unheard of pre-2019. Every 4th of July, you have those people traveling around, barbecue all over, nothing going on and stuff like that, and people just enjoying themselves, 2/3 in the mist, having a great time. People just enjoying the blessing right after 2019, 2020 kicks in, boom. Remember, I can clearly, I myself, remember 2020 when they were having Memorial Day and 4th of July, something like that. And there was a heat over there in California. They had to shut down everything. And the beloved brother Big Judah was making a video saying, see how the mighty one sent the heat. He said, no more of this garbage. And ever since then, ever since 2020, those people never had a good holiday. It's delay upon delay. A lot of those pilots are no more. They keep trying to tell them they have certain pilot, but they don't have enough to cover things like that. And guess what? America do not have high-speed train. They don't have maglev train. It's not like they cannot afford it. Remember Moses? Not our Moses. The Highway Act, the Blight destroyed the Blight neighborhood. They destroy all our black town. They build a highway over them. They destroy our people, then build highway over their places. And then they make this country a car-centric place. That's why those people, they can't drive because, well, too many people are going to be on the street. The gas is too much. And they cannot take a high-speed train or public transportation to go wherever because it's not available to them. The only thing they can do is fly, and there's not that much pilot. The weather is horrible, so what the hell you want them to do? Delay, 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 delay. The mighty one say, enough.
Friday being its busiest day ever.
And still more to come. Stephanie Ramos joins us now. Stephanie, we saw that air traffic snarl cause issues for so many last week. How have these storms impacted air travel so far?
Well, Lindsay, so far, we haven't seen anything close to what we saw at airports last week. Today, there were less than 200 flight cancellations, far below the more than 2,000 flight cancellations we saw a week ago. Lindsay.
Stephanie, thank you.
That was great reporting by Steph here. All right, beloved. Then again, we know this thing is being done by the mighty one, and that was plague number 10 right here. Okay, there we go. Thunder voices and destroying earthquake. The word, the idiom thunder voices is literally mean the weather, the floods, the tornadoes, the wind, and anything that has to do with the weather, and also the thunder voices, the loud boom. Okay, unexplained loud boom, things like that. that are in the midst. And the reason why this is happening again is because of Genesis 15 verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Yes, indeed. 1619, 2019, the 400 years was over. We've been afflicted. We are the most despised, hated, humiliated people on this earth. Everybody knows this. They are well aware of that. We do not have to go ahead and prove anything to anyone. All we have to do is keep on studying, meditating, praying, and the Mighty One is rescuing us. When it comes to, and magic too, a lot of people don't like magic because, I don't know, Gentiles say magic is evil, it's witchcraft and things like that. Magic is nothing but manipulation of energy. Your body is nothing but energy. Magic is the knowledge of all knowledge. That's what that is. Then again, beloved, because 83 raised all people the way that it is, and a lot of them are afraid of their own power. They can manipulate the four elements. They can become the literal avatar, the last airbender, the master of the four elements. But they choose not. They choose to become a common elementary. Okay, they choose to become and imitate the creation that they created. Okay, we, the children of the Mighty One, made those people. We made them. And now a lot of us choose to live like them and serve them, and we let the elementary become the master. Well, at least some of us let that happen, but a lot of us here, we are gaining back our control, we are gaining back our knowledge, and we give the Mighty One great praise, great glory. Now, we are in Genesis 15 verse 14, which says, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And the Mighty One, then Abraham asked the Holy One, how are you going to judge them? And he said, I got 10 plagues for them. What you just see here was plague number 10. Let's keep on moving, beloved. Okay, the people that was like, oh, China. He's China. Let me go ahead and take the thing because I had music in it. Okay, look at this. Those are hailstones destroying buildings and cars. All right. Giant hailstones, okay, which is plague number 6 right here. Oops. There we go. Increase of hail and snow, okay. That's why you see here. See how this is China. So you mean to tell me the so-called Chinese invented a weapon and then they are destroying their own people with it? Is that what that is? Is that what that is? That's in China, sir. Okay? Look at the cars. So they are using this weapon to cause millions or literally billions of dollars worth of damage to their own people. They could have easily targeted the hood and destroy everything. Well, they're going to destroy Africa. Yet they don't destroy Africa. What they do, they are moving to Africa and be with the women. Why? Because there is no more women over there, and quote unquote China. There is not that much of women. You go over there in China, it's nothing but the sausage sauce over there. Such as fest, nothing. There's like the ratio from taco to sausage, sir, is out of whack. And then they go to Africa. Look at those things. Those are like baseball sizes, okay? All right? And those guys are going to Africa and mate with the African women so they can pass on their gene, which is not doing too well for them over there. Okay? This place is literally destroyed. Look at this. And people are going to sit there and saying, oh, well, they are doing this. Nope, the Holy One is doing that. For those of you that say China.
Paul, turning roads into rivers.
Oh, okay, we already did this. Let me see if they have anything in there. We already did that.
Drivers trapped inside their cars by the torrential floods. And tonight, a lot of people across Chicagoland are dealing with flooded basements. NBC5's JC Navarrete shows us the treacherous conditions.
What began as a gentle rain in the morning quickly turned to this. Flash flood warnings for the Chicago area, leaving drivers asking for help.
Again, beloved, don't do that. Don't drive fast in the water. You have no idea how strong water is. You have no idea how powerful it is when you try to run or walk on water. Don't try to drive your car at as long as hard as you can, as fast as you can. You're going to kill this car. Drive as slow as you can. Cruise and coast your way through the water. The best thing to do is not to drive at all. But if you have to, don't speed up, because once the water reach the engine, that's it. It will just kill it. And those modern cars, the whole engine could probably be gone. Okay.
Scenes like this seen all around town. A group coming together to push this van off the road. It wasn't just neighborhoods dealing with the floods. I-290 quickly overrun by the storm. Traffic dwindling down to just a lane. Just about everyone we spoke with was at a loss for words.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Never in Chicago. I'm from Dominican Republic. Over there, yeah, the hurricane, but here, no. It's never happened before.
Look at this car.
Well, I'm worried now.
The sheer force of the rain on full display behind me here on Kinsey and Pulaski. Take a look. 5 cars submerged below that rail line overpass. One of the dozens of areas where we've seen drivers stranded.
It's something like from a movie. I ain't never seen it like this in person. Like, I see it on videos on Facebook, but I ain't never seen it like with my own eyes. Like, I didn't know it was this possible. It can be flooded like this.
Zeppelin Mendez.
Then there you go. We did tell the people what you see happening here in Fort Lauderdale. It's going to happen everywhere. Places that you never thought it would happen, and then it would just abruptly happen and promptly, boom, right in front of you. You won't have any time to be ready and stuff like that. And then the people that were, well, I'm a prepper. I was ready. I had so much food in my basement. Yeah, there we go. That's a basement right
there. Up with our Telemundo partners to show the damage rain has already caused to her apartment. Rainwater up to her ankles now. Her boyfriend Alex is just trying to do the best he can, but he knows they can't do it alone.
It's very heartbreaking. As a man, it's just, what can I do? Because I'm trying to do the best thing I can to, take the water out, but if there's no pumps, what else can you do?
Just leave it.
In the midst of the chaos, there were moments of hope where neighbors came out for one another. Neighbors like Ryan, armed with a snow shovel in one hand, looking to clear the drains in his neighborhood.
It's good to be a blessing to everybody and stuff. Even throughout the whole city, it was a whole lot worse now. I kind of opened that up a little bit more and stuff. Yes, indeed. But I'm going to keep on doing what I'm going to do, just make sure everybody gets through and stuff.
JC Navarrete, NBC 5 News.
He's a good guy. Our thanks to...
There you go. So this thing is all over, friend. It's all over, It's not something you can just predict. It's, oh, wait, this happened in the Dominican Republic only because the hurricane. Chicago. That was a hurricane. They don't tell the people, like, oh, that was a torrential rain. Yes. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Is this thing good?
Phoenix.
It happened near 40th Street and Broadway roads. Nikola officials tweeting that they believe the fire may have been intentionally set. Team 12's William Pitts is live there now with what we've learned.
And well, this isn't the first time that crews have battled fires involving electric vehicles.
No, not even in the last couple of weeks. Now check it out. This is what a Nikola truck is supposed to look like. Very nice, very neat, very sleek. That, unfortunately, is what 5 of them look like now, burned out from a fire. And we know that these fires are very hard to put out. Firefighters hosing down 5 semi-trucks. Again and again, because even after the fire's out, they still need to cool down.
We have elevated master streams, so we're doing our best to cool these cells down.
These trucks are from a company called Nikola. They make electric semi-trucks. They're powered by lithium-ion batteries, the same as most electric cars.
All right, let's stop this lie right there. Nikola trucks. Not shops, but trucks. Well, let's write it. Nikola trucks. Now, this is Nikola. Is this let me see. Oh, is that music? Yeah, there's music. So this truck right here, okay, they said this is a truck that is powered by hydrogen. Hydrogen. Okay, it's not powered by electricity. Okay, they say this truck is emitted zero emission and stuff. The guy, he racked like billions of dollars. Okay, Nikola won billions of dollars and investment money. Come to find out, this is a lie. This thing was not working, and this dude, $34 billion fraud. Okay, he got out with $34 billion. Okay. And it's all fake. This thing wasn't real. It's animated, and then they push the truck from a downhill. But this dude swagger jack, $34 billion. He never proved anything, okay? That was 8 months ago. Let me watch what they're saying over there to this guy. Oops.
Facing years in prison. Founder of Nikola Motors facing years in prison following his conviction on fraud charges. He promised to revolutionize the auto industry, but was found guilty of misleading investors. ABC's Ty Hernandez has more.
This morning, a billionaire founder found guilty of defrauding investors for his $3.3 billion company with technology that didn't exist.
We've built something that no one else thought was possible.
Trevor Milton, the 40-year-old founder of electric truck manufacturer Nikola, convicted by a federal jury Friday of 1 count of securities fraud and 2 counts of wire fraud. The jury finding he lied to investors about the progress his company had made in producing zero-emission 18-wheel trucks fueled by electricity or hydrogen, now facing decades in prison.
This truck is by far the most state-of-the-art truck ever built in history. This thing fully functions and works, which is really incredible.
Prosecutors saying Trevor Milton is a con man. He lied to investors to get their money, plain and simple.
For every doubter out there that said that there's no way this is true, how can that be possible? We've done it.
Milton founding the company 6 years ago in a Utah basement with no engineering training, seemingly positioned to be the next Elon Musk. After a successful stock market run, Milton going on a spending spree, reportedly spending over $80 million in 6 months, purchasing a Gulfstream jet and a multi-million-dollar home in Turks and Caicos. Nikola shares value eventually surpassing Ford Motor in June 2020. But soon after, an investment firm accusing Milton of making false claims, using this video as an example, showing a truck rolling down a hill to make it look like a working prototype. Prosecutors saying its truck was really a General Motors vehicle with Nikola's logo on it, and that the company produced videos of its trucks concealing the flaws.
The closest it ever came to driving was when a group of Nikola engineers took it to the top of a hill and rolled it down so it could be filmed for a commercial.
Milton resigning just weeks after that report. The U.S. Attorney's Office saying, let this case serve as a warning to anyone who plays fast and loose with the truth to get investors to part with their money. It won't end well. Nikola's defense lawyer saying, we're going to keep fighting. He's now released on $100 million bail until his sentencing in January.
Our thanks.
Are they bringing an expert? Is that what that is? That's here. Whoops.
Ty Hernandez for that report. The company has cut all ties with Milton, but the damage is done after reaching that high of more than $80 a share back in June. Nikola shares closed at $3 and change on Friday. Milton now facing a sentence of more than 20 years in prison.
Okay, that's what happened to those Nikola trucks. They are being burned down on purpose. That one, I could say yes for insurance, man. Before we move to the next video, beloved, let me go ahead and is that what that is? Okay. Let me go ahead and tell a little story or give a little lesson concerning those people. A lot of you may have heard me saying this before, and I'm gonna keep saying it. The so-called 83 technology had never advanced. Their technology that the swagger drive from us start with quote-unquote steam engine, and it still stay with steam engine. They still using steam. Steam is the most powerful piece of technology that they have. Every single thing that you're using here, if it wasn't for steam, you would not using it. Your phone, okay, it has battery in it. Well, you charge it at home. Yeah, the electricity that came from your home came from the power plant, and the power plant are still using steam, except for hydro power plant, the one in the Hoover Dam. Well, those are the technology. Yeah, the dam technology, the water technology, I believe is a hydroelectricity or hydraulic or something like that. The word escaped me. Their plants are powered by cold or nuclear power, which is just a hell of a way to boil water. When they say, oh, this is a nuclear plant, it's just a plant that has either plutonium or uranium, and they're boiling the water and use the steam to turn on the turbine and produce electricity. Steam technology. When you see those people with their cell phone and things like that, people like to praise Steve Jobs, like he revolutionized communication. He revolutionized this. All that, again, I don't give any credit to men and stuff, but you gotta give those guys credit, man. They took the phone that you had, and then they took the button away from it. They made it touchscreen. They took the calendar, they put everything that was in there, they just make it more digital and fancy. That's all. Their cars, they are saying, oh, well, Tesla is fully electric. Do you know that you charge your Tesla and it has battery in it? The place that you charge your battery, they use a power plant, and the power plant is using either cold, which emitting CO2, or they are using some other backward burning trash. Their technology cannot advance because you know why? When it comes to technology, you need another thing. The true technology is called techno-magic. Magic means energy, manipulation of energy. They cannot manipulate the energy. What they need, they have somewhat a part of the technology, but they don't have the magic. They don't have the energy. We have it. That's why our technology will be far more advanced. Okay? Now, listen to this quote. I don't know if I can find it. I'll find it right there. Give me a second. Let's Google this. Any technology is identical to magic.
According to Small Business, Cron.com, Internet
magic?
takes the crown.
There you go.
According to CCCB Lab, Clark formulated his famous 3 laws, of which the third law is the best known and most widely cited. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Okay. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. You know what that means? Let me go ahead and Mr. Clark here. People are like, oh, well, he was a science fiction writer. Yes, that's what it was. Okay, here we go. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. From a successful technology, reality will must take precede over public relation. From nature cannot be fooled. Yeah, let me see. All right. There you go. Mr. Arthur C. Clarke, let me read it again. Clarke's third law, because, we got Newton laws and all that. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. What that means, it is any technology that is either advanced or better than the current technology that we have. It's magic. That's what it is. And they know what magic is. They made our people afraid of magic, thinking it's something bad, which is, again, knowledge of all knowledge, manipulation of energy. The reason why those people always come up with that Nikola car, Tesla car, they try to manipulate the energy. They can't, at least not to the degree that we can. If the technology is advanced, you cannot distinguish it from magic. Define the word indistinguishable. Oh boy. That's not that. Okay. you go. I think I put it on picture. Oops.
Indistinguishable.
Not able to be identified as different or distinct. You cannot there is no like, what is this? This is magic. That's what it is. It's super advanced. That's what if you see those people have any technology that they can use without either steam or what else technology that they have. Well, maybe that's steam. That's all they have. When it comes to energy, steam is the biggest energy. And they only have one small little aspect of steam. They don't have the full aspect of steam, the magical side of it. They can't. So what this guy tried to do here, all the time you keep hearing the so-called Gentiles keep saying, we're going to revolutionize transportation. Uber has revolutionized technology, the transportation. What? It's a freaking app. All they do, they use a lot of people to make a lot of money from them by making them using their car and then suck up all the money in the app. That's all. They need to revolutionize transportation, the way we travel. Yeah. Try to take a Uber from Miami to New York. Try to take a Uber from New York to Los Angeles. Try. Revolutionize things, revolutionize that, revolutionize this. No. What this guy did, beloved, he lied to the people, okay? He doesn't even have an engineering degree. He designed something in his garage because that's the typical thing. They believe the lies. Oh, Bill Gates designed this thing in his garage. Steve Jobs designed this thing in his garage. That's a bunch of lies. We already told the people already. This is where Bill Gates get his
where we continue to.
This is where Bill Gates get his. Oh, Google Earth. Here we go. This is where. Here we go. Already here. There we go. This is where Bill Gates get his Microsoft technology. Saint Michel. Oops, de la Terre. No. The Saint Michel. Saint Michel. De la Terre. There you go. There you go. Let's try this. Hopefully they can show us this cave, man. Okay, there is those are pyramids, all right? They're not mountain or things like that. There's a pyramid there. Is that this one right here? No, that's a tent. Okay. Okay, so this is in Haiti. Okay, well, oops. Okay, let's see, oops. There should be, because this one is online, you cannot see it. Let me see if I can type the name of the cave. Saint Francis, Haiti. Oops. Okay, it should be, there we go. There we go. You see this thing? Okay, this is a pyramid here. You can see there's a square on the top, and then this is the four side of the pyramid. Okay, this is a cave, which is well, I can't do 3D in there. All right, there's a cave there, an entrance called Gort Saint Francisque. All right, all those things. You see how flat this type of mountain look like, and the Google just cut off the image right here because there are H that they don't want you to see and know what that is. Okay. All right, there's a specific cave here. You see, airplane cannot fly over this mount like you see here. Those are pyramid cover with high-tech things. Those guys are well aware of that, okay? Those are technology and places that they have here. Our people know this, okay? Bill Gates, your Steve Jobs, that's why they all went there and speak with the entities that are in there, and then they are in their blessing, okay? They're granting those things, and then they go out there and act like they were in their basement, they were in their garage, they were in their this. No, they were not. They were not. Okay? So if I was in my other computer, which have the app, I could have put it, because we show it all the time, but this one is online. You know, we don't have anything. And you cannot drop any 3D things here because they don't allow that. And there is no 3D. Yeah, oh, here we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, that's a little bit better. See how weirdly the form of this is? Okay. All right. You see how this look like some kind of volcano? I can enlarge this. Excuse me. Okay. You see how this look like some kind of volcano? It's not, because it's a pyramid. And there was something that landed. It's like a pyramid helipad. Something can land it on the top of it. Okay. Those are structures. Let me see this road over there. There's a few people living here. Okay. All right. Okay, that's the Morn, San Francisco. Okay. But anyway, so the point is those Nikola guys and that technology cannot move. If anything, we are, how long we are into this thing? Ooh, okay. All right, I got 9 more minutes, and then I got to make part 2. Those guys, the technology cannot advance. Now, they said, you know what that guy said? He said those trucks were powered by hydrogen. You know what that means? It's powered by water. At least that's what he said, water. It emits 0 CO2 in the atmosphere. And one thing is that is extremely dangerous about a car that is powered by hydrogen. If this car hit a bump or somebody bump into this car, that's it. It will explode. You would have thought this thing is powered by water, right? But it would explode. And they made batteries. And people keep wondering why this thing keep catching on fire when those buses, especially those famous Teslas, why they keep catching on fire? Because they don't have the proper way to maintain the energy, to maintain the magic that is in there. The electric fluid, they cannot control it. They have no idea how to. They do not have this and the DNA to do that. So the guy lied. He got out with $34 billion, okay? And what I like about this dude, and he was straight up a con man. And people already knew, the engineer that are out there, they knew he was lying. They said, there's no way you can power this. Either you power this thing by gas, or you power this thing by diesel. Okay, the truck to power them by electric, it's really hard. It requires a lot of power, and they can't do that. That's why they're purposely burning them down so they can get the money, insurance, or whatever. And people will invest billions of dollars as long as you're white, you speak well, you say the word revolutionize. We all revolutionizes communication. We're revolutionizing transportation. We're revolutionizing sex. We're revolutionizing the flatulent competition. People will, those so-called Gentiles, they will bring their firm that is actually zero white. They'll flood you with money. And then these guys spend $80 million in 6 months. Spend more than $10 million a month, man. He lived a life. That's what happened. Their technology can't go anywhere.
Early Friday morning, 5 of them went up in flames.
When I got here this morning, it was just nothing but really smoke all over the place.
Nikola tweeted that they believe the fire was arson. The company said a vehicle was seen in the area before the trucks caught on fire.
They're not wasting any time. They've been watering it down for at least since I've been here. So
Not wasting time because firefighters know electric car fires are a different beast. The batteries burn hot and they burn long.
Our main concern is obviously the safety of the public, the safety of our firefighters, but to cool these cells down and prevent them from reigniting. What happens is called thermal runaway.
Thermal runaway, the same thing that kept catching this Tesla on fire in Scottsdale a few weeks ago. It's the same thing crews were worried about when a self-driving electric Waymo car caught fire near downtown Phoenix, too. Phoenix Fire says these trucks are just like that, only they have a lot more batteries.
We've been working with Nikola representatives, and they actually said that these semis have outlets on top of the batteries that we can insert our hose lines to help cool down these batteries.
And Phoenix Fire says arson investigators are still trying to find out what caused that fire. We're live in Phoenix. William Pitts, 12 News.
All right, Will, thank you.
Yeah, whatever. People don't have this type of technology, man. Going over there and tell people like, oh, well, you know, we can power this thing by that, by this. They can't. There's no way they can do that, okay? Let's get rid of this. All right.
But they wasted no time.
Okay, you know what? Since we're already good with this, beloved, we'll do part 2. All right, we're asking the nation to follow us in part 2, the people that have a good time out there. Part 2 will begin. If you have your autoplay on, you're probably not going to do anything. It's just going to be automatically played by itself. But if you do not have your autoplay on, you're gonna have to click it and look for it. If you're watching this on TV, the part 2 should pop up and you should click on it. All right, see you folks over there.